Hey guys, welcome to Stuck on Horror. I'm James, and this is my first video. So I wanted to talk about something that has been a driving force in the horror genre, which has been vampires. Now, it all started in literature with shapeshifters and monsters, which led to vampires, werewolves, that kind of thing, and eventually translated to cinema. And that's what I'm talking about today. One of my favorite vampire films that I wanted to talk about is the 1985 version of Fright Night. Now, if you haven't seen the original, they did make a remake about 10 years ago with Colin Farrell and Anton Yelchin, but I prefer the original 1985 version for a lot of different reasons, and I'm going to talk about that with you guys today. So, first off is I liked the look of the film. The look, maybe it's because it is an older film, it has sort of that classic, iconic look to it. They did film it anamorphically, so it has that really rich cinematic look to it. But I think it's everything from the set design, the costumes that they're wearing, and just the color palette that they used in the film that makes it look very iconic and just like they paid homage to a lot of the vampire flicks that came before it. So it just has a very classic look to it, in my opinion. So next is the story and the characters, which is what this is all about. That's what's kept me revisiting this movie since I was a kid. And starting off is with the cast. We have Amanda Burrs, who plays Charlie's girlfriend, and of course Charlie's character played by William Ragsdale. Chris Sarandon, who plays Jerry Dandridge, the vampire, and Stephen Jeffries, who plays his friend Evil Ed. So these are the main characters in the film. There is another character, I don't remember the actor's name off the top of my head. He plays Jerry Dandridge, the vampire's assistant or housekeeper. I don't know what exactly you would call him, but yeah, he is in the film as well, and he was also very excellent in this film. I mean, we have William Ragsdale, who plays Charlie Brewster, this teenage boy who finds out that there's a vampire living next to him, which the vampire is played by Chris Sarandon, and he doesn't know who to tell. He's not the most popular kid, and he doesn't have the most popular friends. His only other friend that you see in the movie is Evil Ed and his girlfriend, Amy Peterson, and they don't believe him. They think he's completely nuts. So all the while, he has this idol who's played by Roddy McDowall, and who plays Peter Vincent, and he doesn't believe him either. He goes to the studio to ask him about believing in vampires, and this actor, thinks that this kid is just friggin' insane, so he completely disregards him and drives away. And eventually they arrange this rendezvous to prove that, Jerry Dandridge, his neighbor, is in fact human. So doesn't go as planned, and what I liked about Roddy McDowall's character, Peter Vincent, is that he's a cowardly character who is sort of an anti-hero. He becomes a hero out of necessity, not because he wants to be. I mean, he tries to run every chance he gets, but he ends up becoming a hero inadvertently because that's what was, required to defeat this villain in this movie. So he inadvertently becomes a hero, and I really like the progression of that, and how at first he wants nothing to do with Charlie, and then eventually he admits to Charlie, there's a scene between them that I really enjoyed, where he says, I'm terrified, and Peter Vincent isn't even my real name. I'm an actor, he's just kind of confiding in Charlie. It's like, I'm terrified, and I'm sorry, I can't help you. It was a really touching moment between them. And then what I really enjoyed about Chris Sarandon playing Jerry Dandridge, the vampire, is that, vampires have historically been scary creatures, and, they suck your blood. And yes, that's true. But in this film, I feel like it shows more of a human side of a vampire, that they're also vulnerable creatures that yearned, or kind of, they think about the past, and there's part of a human element where they still have that human need to be wanted, to be needed. they have memories of the past that they haven't let go of, and you know, he ends up seducing Charlie's girlfriend because she reminds him of somebody from his past. So he still wants that human connection, or that feeling of being desired. I feel like it definitely shows that he's not only a terrifying creature that can kill people, but he's also somebody who is a very lonely creature, because, you know, outside of Charlie and a few other people, nobody really knows he exists because he's hidden in the dark. He's a vampire. That's what I really enjoyed about the way Chris Sarandon played this character, or the way the character is played out in the film. And I like Evil Ed's character played by Stephen Jeffries. I thought he was sort of the comedic relief, where he kind of, you know, when things were getting too serious, his character sort of made you laugh when you needed to. So, but all in all, I mean, I thought that the movie holds up really well because it has all these elements to just work together. I like the musical score that they used. It's very 80s, but it's also very iconic, and it's something that I thought just everything fits so well. They did such a great job with the special effects, because the special effects at the time, you know, they didn't have CGI and all that. But I thought they did an amazing job. I mean, years later, I was still asking myself, well, how did they do that? You know, for the time, how did they do that? They didn't have all the technology that we have today. How the hell did they pull that off? So I think that it still has that wow factor on me, it holds up really well, and that's why I have enjoyed this film and revisited this film for over 20 years now. If you haven't seen this film, go check it out. After you watch this video, just go check it out, and I know you'll love it. So, if you have seen this film, let me know in the comments, what is it that you liked about this film? Was it something that you grew up watching as well? Just let me know what you think of this film in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.